Now, we're used to getting the biggest names on breakfast, Carol Kirkwood, for example, and they don't come much bigger than the Beatles, apart from Carol.
Yeah, indeed. Ringo Starr's been talking exclusively to Breakfast about releasing some brand new music, a country music album. He's been chatting to Charlie about what else? Meeting Elvis Presley. What else would you talk to Charlie about?
Be in the room.
I know. And whether he plans to make any more music with Paul McCartney.
Nicely done, Ringo, if I may say so. Welcome to BBC Breakfast.
Thank you. Everybody out there having breakfast, peace and love.
Yeah, are you an early morning person?
Yeah.
Give me an idea.
What's happening? 7:30, the alarm goes off every morning.
Right.
I get up in the morning and I pray and I meditate and read a healthy book.
Is that part of it? Is that part of the thing?
I'm not calm every morning.
Let's talk about the album.
Yeah.
This is a country music album.
I know.
Good things are gonna come your way.
The interesting thing about it is how it came about. I went to Sunset Marquis, as a hotel in LA, where Olivia Harrison was reading poems from the book she wrote for George. There was about 60 of us there, and T-Bone was one of them. You know, and I've met T-Bone.
This is T-Bone Burnett.
T-Bone Burnett,
yeah,
the great country producer. He was there, so, you know, we bumped into each other. We laughed because I used to have a lot of parties, and he was always there, and I never invited him once. So he'd come with somebody. And I said, well, I'm doing a CP, and, you know, if you had a song you thought would be good for me, why don't you send it? Send the files. And he sent the files and we played it, and it was just the most beautiful country song. And I didn't think for a minute he'd send me a country song. You know, I just thought, oh, I'm doing pop song, he'll know that, he'll send a pop song.
Is it kind of in your bones, country music? Is it something that's kind of,
I've always loved it from a kid. And that, you know, Roy and I, my friend, we worked in the factory together, but at 4 o'clock on Sunday, we went and we sat in his house or my house and we listened to the radio to hear all these new people.
And I mean, presumably over time, you must have met, you know, almost all the big country music stars.
We met Elvis, we met Willie Nelson several times, and, you know, Pete Drake was, like, at the time, the big pedal steel player.
You met Elvis. I don't know that many people who I've spoken to who I can say that to.
Yeah, well, it was fixed up that the four of us, we were invited over, so, oh, okay, go see Elvis. And it was a magical musical moment. We went in and walked down. Elvis was watching TV, playing bass in his house. And then he had, oh, okay, lads, he had a Telecommander, first one we'd ever seen. It was like, what, look at that, clicking it on and off. And so we just hung out, really. But we had nobody taking photos in those days. I mean, now there'd be 100 of you, you know, all clicking. There was no photograph of it, which is a shame now.
Yeah, did you play?
No, we didn't play. He had like 12 guys with him, and they'd say, okay, let's go play football. And they'd go out in the garden, you know, they'd be throwing the ball, messing around.
Some of the songs on the album, Thankful.
Thankful, yeah, I wrote
which is a beautiful song.
I had it all, then I started to fall.
Your voice and the song has a melancholy feel to it, I would say. Is that, what do you, has that feel to it?
I don't know, I sing them the best I can, and that's what you get.
It's not a criticism, it's a reflection. It's kind of, it's like, it feels quite melancholy.
Well, I think the country space I come from, you know, I like to say there was only 3 things on every record. The wife's left, the dog's dead, or I don't have enough money for the jukebox. You know, that was it.
When I say that something, I wanna hold your hand.
The the story of your early years in the Beatles, and since, of course, it's been incredibly closely documented.
Yeah.
And especially now, there's a lot of stuff coming out at the moment. Is that, you know, is it entirely comfortable? Is it, do you think it's just...
It's crazy. All the remasters I love because now you can hear the drums. And if you listen to the early Beatle records, you can't hear anything because, you know, you'd have the guy who was getting the volume ready and say, oh, that's as far as we can go. And if they took anything out, it was usually the bass drum was lowered and the drums were put in the back.
So it's better as far as you're concerned, because your contribution
I love it when people are saying, oh, you played on that?
Music stars now, and for quite a while now, have been under unpleasant amounts of scrutiny because of social media, because of paparazzi.
Well, yeah, but everything's under scrutiny, isn't it?
It's not pleasant though, is it? Now, do you think in a way
I don't let that get to me too much.
You don't?
I just think this is a lonely guy upstairs in the bedroom with nothing better to do. We went out and were adored. A lot of noise. I never felt people were really dicing us down, you know.
Were there times when you felt alarmed by what you saw around you? You know,
No, loved it.
Really, always?
Oh no, it was great. Are you kidding me? But in the end, you know, we're musicians, and there was only the house PA, you know. It's not like I go on tour now. We've all got our own monitors and mics, and it's, you know, everybody can hear everything. We just went on using the house PA, even in stadiums, and with the incredible screaming, I had to like watch the other three's backsides to see where we were in the song. And you know, if Paul would, oh, there we are, yeah. And John would like be tapping, whatever, he'd do a little move, okay, we're there now. Because I couldn't really hear anything.
Now and then, you did new parts of recordings.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney as well.
Well, Paul put it together again. He had nothing better to do in the country, so he worked on Now and Then. And he called me, he said, you know, you're interested in playing on this? I said, sure. So we sent the files. I played drums on it, and then I thought, well, I'm going to sing on the chorus. So I'm singing on it too.
And might there be more? I mean, is there...
No, that was the last one. I mean, we could take any track and redo it, but we're not like that. The difference with Now and Then is Peter Jackson, he lifted John, and it was like John's in the room. It was very moving, actually.
I've heard you talk before about the four of you, the Beatles, and how, above all the music and the noise and everything else, that fundamentally you were friends.
Yeah, we were. I had three brothers, and, you know, two of them have gone. And, yeah, I think of George and John, you know, things will happen, you know, they come to mind. And yeah, I still miss them, but we were friends, and for me, we were brothers. Yeah, I still miss them. But I wonder sometimes now, would we get together? We don't know.
I'm going to leave that one out there. It's been lovely talking to you.
Okay, it's been great listening to you.
84.
Don't look it.
Amazing.
Doesn't look it at all.
I might start learning the drums.
I do like the fact that he's got a very good sense of humour as well.
Absolutely.
Very wry. Very
absolutely.
wry. Very
and
comfortable.
Charlie saying to him, what was it like meeting Elvis? And it's like, well, I'm one of the Beatles, so...
Exactly. He got to meet me.
Yeah.
Ringo's album, Look Up, is out tomorrow.